still pretty new to the YouTube stuff. So bear with me as I go through these motions and bring it to you what you need for curly hair. As y'all know, I've been doing more hair care stuff since last summer mostly, and I wanted to be able to share with you some of the products or items that I felt like I've needed throughout this time that I feel like are pretty imperative for managing curly hair and sometimes managing any hair type. So if this is your first time here, please make sure that you press the subscribe button and notification button to make sure that you get all things health care, wellness, fitness, and lifestyle. Okay, so as y'all can see, these curls are popping. I have always loved my curls, but I've never really taken care of them because remember, if you've been following for a long time, I'm a tomboy. I exercise, we're doing personal training, right? And I just never really take the time to really do a whole lot with my hair. Wet it, curl cream, out the door. Very easy. Well, that really hasn't changed. I've just changed the way that I apply, the way that I use our products, and how I take care of my hair in between the time where I need to wash it. For those of you who are not familiar with my hair, just for reference, I have what they call 3B, 3C hair, 3C curls, looser curls in the back, tighter curls in the front, and really doing some deep conditioning once a week has helped me kind of manage and bring some definition and shine and all that stuff back to my curls. But it's the products that I use in between that have helped with my hair growth and all that other stuff. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So we have, between washes, a silk pillow. So if you don't have a silk pillow or a silk pillowcase to put on pillows when you go places or when you lay around at home, you are not keeping your curls or your hair in check in between washes. So this, it doesn't have any friction, right? So I don't wake up with frizzy curls. So get you one of these. Not only is it good for the hair and it doesn't take out the moisture of the hair, but it's really good for the skin too. So it doesn't take out the moisture in your skin, and you don't have to deal with like this kind of thing like you do with cotton pillows where it causes wrinkles and stuff like that. So silk pillow over your pillowcases. In addition to that, between washes, we're going to get a bonnet. All right. You don't have to have the bonnet if you have the silk pillow, but hand in hand, these things just slide right off of each other and create the least amount of friction to keep your curls or your hair in check. Plus, if you put product in your hair throughout the week, yes, this is how I put this on. Okay, now that product that you have put in your hair is not getting on your pillow and getting on your face and causing other issues like acne, oily, dry skin, whatever the situation is. If you have sensitive skin, this keeps everything in check. Now, you could just potentially wear the thing like this. I try to get the hair in the front so that when I sleep, all the hair stays up and away. When I take it out, then the curls are back where they're supposed to be. But for me particularly, I like to put my hair up in what they call a pineapple. So the next product that you'll need is either a bungee or a silk scrunchie. And what you're going to do is, if you have enough hair, you're going to gather it all up in the pony, okay, and go around only one time, making it as loose as possible. And now all my hair sits on the top of my head. Now I could potentially just sleep with my pillow in my pillowcase like this. My sides don't get messed up and everything doesn't get touched. The curls stay intact and I take it out. But for me, particularly because my hair is still growing, I actually like to do both. And because I don't want the product to get on my face and from on my pillow, I do both. And this is how I sleep. Does my husband like it? it doesn't matter because I look beautiful during waking hours. So I take that off. And if you don't have a silk scrunchie, just at least a loose rubber band, you take it out of your hair in the morning, give it a little shake, put everything back in place, and hopefully this is what you'll be left with. You may need to do some touch-ups, but you'll check out some future videos on how I do refresh. But you can check out this video above because I did do a refresh earlier a few months ago to see how I do a refresh in the morning. Okay, so that's what item number 1, number 2, and number 3. All right, now when you dry your hair, you can potentially damage it, pull it out, dry it out, frizz it out if you're using like a terry cloth towel, which is too much friction for the hair. So what you want to do is grab like an old t-shirt and then pat the hair dry if you should need to, or you're going to get a microfiber towel, and it's really soft and again manages, doesn't break the hair and doesn't cause frizz. So even when you're plopping or getting some of that extra product out, you're just gonna dampen, have your microfiber towel and do the thing. Now this is a cool one. I haven't quite figured out how to put it on the right way yet, but let's see if we can figure it out together. Okay, this has a little button on it. I know this is not how it goes, but you can gather the hair, put it up, and it has a little thing. I have it backwards and I haven't figured out how to put it forward, but that's okay. But it has a little button. You put it on like so, and now you can dry your hair in the turban. It's the other way around. I can't do it. So I don't usually dry my hair fully because I put my products in while they're wet, but sometimes you need to walk around the house or get across the house, in my case, with a wet hair situation. So the microfiber towel helps to keep it in check without adding frizz. Okay, when showering, to stimulate that hair growth, these are awesome. Now they do have ones that vibrate. This one doesn't vibrate, but when you wash the hair, you massage the scalp, okay, and you only put in the shampoo on your scalp, right? So you're just massaging around. It helps to stimulate hair growth and then really work that product into your hair, and it feels so good. So you definitely want to get one of these. If you guys are wondering about some of these products, I will link them below where you can find them. I just kind of got these off Amazon, all these with my own dollars. So there you go. Now, you don't want your curls to get wet while you're taking a shower. In the meantime, especially if you only are washing or getting your hair wet, you know, a couple times a week. So a shower cap. All right, y'all all know how to use this. You can get some at the 99-cent store, but you definitely want a shower cap for the other times you're showering that you're not trying to do your hair. Okay, next product, a spray bottle. Now, these come in super handy. What I was doing before was wetting my hands or getting some water on my hair and kind of swishing it around. But now that I have more hair, then I'm really just damaging what already is here. Now, if you guys are wondering, this is like, let's see, I washed my hair on Sunday. It is now Thursday, and my hair looks still pretty good, but it's also because I take care of it during the week. This being one of the reasons why after I take it out of that pineapple, I kind of just really only have to spray the parts that had gotten stretched out by the bungee or whatever. And then I kind of redo it, and then everything else stays the same. But when I used the other technique where I applied all the water, then it was unevenly distributed. Some parts were flat, some parts got too much water, some parts were still dry. This makes for a very even application, and it's more like a mister. See that? So you don't put too much water in your hair. Also, putting too much water can cause damage to your hair too, because it being wet for a long period of time causes some other thing called hydro fatigue, and you don't want your hair to be just sitting around wet all the time. Which brings me to the next thing that you'll need is a blow dryer. But you want a blow dryer with an attachment like so. You don't need this super cool one that my husband got me for Christmas called a Dyson air dryer diffuser. But this this goes on like so, and then you hover diffuse until you get mostly dry before you start touching your hair. But a diffuser evenly distributes the air because of these little holes, and it doesn't allow heat to really touch the hair fully, but it makes your hair dry kind of the same way that you would similarly do if you were to air dry your hair. So this is a must. Makes for volume, makes for shine, and holds your curls and gets them to be exactly where you want them to be when you dry your hair. You know, I have a dog that never barks, but only when I need her not to bark is when she does. I don't know. Anyways, does anybody else have that problem? Let me know. All right. Well, I guess I probably did this a little out of order, but the other things that you may or may not need are your fingers and your hand. When you work in product, I like to just use my fingers and kind of rake it through. But if you have issues with detangling, a detangling brush like this one would work. And then it helps to get out the tangles usually when you're in the conditioning phase. And then if you ever, listen, this is called a Denman brush. And it says Denman right on it. But all my life, I thought this was just a curly girl hairbrush. And this was the only thing that was going to bring my curls to life. I've had this brush for years. Now I watch all these curly girls use it and I realize that it's a styling brush. And you use it to pull the curls and then they kind of bounce back in. Kind of like that ribbon effect when you're doing presents. And now that I know that I'm supposed to use it like that, I kind of just don't really like to use it for that. Unless I have some wonky curls that just won't do the thing. But I will maybe do a video on how to use this brush another time, but this is just to help define the curls even further after you've applied whatever product and you're ready to start styling your hair. Otherwise, you're going to use a wet brush, which helps to detangle the hair. But I find my fingers do the best job and they don't make for breakage. So anyway, that's all the products that I feel like you need to have in order to kind of like do and maintain healthy hair, healthy growth, non-breakage, and no frizz. Because guess what? The only frizz I want is the ones underneath that are giving me volume. So I don't want to be looking crazy out here in the world. If you have a favorite product and if I forgot anything, please mention it below in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. Obviously, this is just kind of a new situation for me. I'm always talking about like exercise, nutrition, foods that I like to eat and hanging out with my family. So this is a new area of focus that I'm putting out to y'all in the world because some of you have commented how good my hair has been looking lately, and I appreciate all the comments and the feedback about that because a girl's been working hard. But I want you to know that I'm still that tomboy girl and I still want to keep things easy. But look, if you're looking to grow your hair or get it healthy, I don't care what hair type you have, these products will work for everybody. So until the next time, y'all, I got more for you. See you then. Subscribe below. Press that notification button, and I'll see you soon the next time a video is posted.